Why can't you put down your phone? What's really driving that constant urge to check notifications, scroll feeds, and refresh apps? The modern smartphone has become our digital umbilical cord, tethering us to an endless stream of information, entertainment, and social connection. But this constant connection comes at a cost to our attention, our relationships, and even our mental health. Today, we're peeling back the layers of our smartphone addiction to uncover the hidden psychological and neurological forces at play. We'll explore why that little device in your pocket has such a powerful hold on your mind, and what you can do to regain control. Let's start by examining the core of smartphone addiction, the dopamine-driven feedback loop. Every time you check your phone and see a new notification, your brain releases a small dose of dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. This creates a Pavlovian response, training your brain to crave that dopamine hit and associate it with checking your device. But here's where it gets interesting. The most addictive aspect isn't the reward itself, but the anticipation of reward. This is known as a variable ratio schedule of reinforcement, the same mechanism that makes slot machines so addictive. You never know when the next notification, email, or social media like will come, so you keep checking compulsively. This unpredictability is key. If notifications came at set intervals, they'd quickly lose their appeal. But the randomness keeps us hooked, always wondering what we might be missing. Now, let's delve into a lesser-known factor, the concept of fear of missing out or FOMO. While often discussed casually, FOMO has deeper psychological roots than many realize. It taps into our fundamental need for social connection and status within our peer groups. From an evolutionary perspective, being out of the loop could have dire consequences for our ancestors. Missing important information about food sources, predators, or social dynamics within the tribe could be life-threatening. While our modern lives aren't as precarious, that instinct remains hardwired into our brains. Smartphones exploit this ancient survival mechanism by providing a constant stream of social information. Every notification represents a potential piece of crucial data about our social world. This creates a cognitive bias where we overestimate the importance of staying constantly connected. But here's the kicker: this hyperconnectivity actually erodes our ability to form deep, meaningful connections. By constantly dividing our attention between the physical world and our digital lives, we're never fully present in either. This fragmentation of attention leads to what psychologists call continuous partial attention, a state where we're perpetually distracted and unable to engage deeply with any one task or person. This brings us to another crucial point: the impact of smartphones on our cognitive abilities. Many people assume that multitasking with their devices makes them more efficient. In reality, research shows that frequent task switching severely impairs our ability to focus and retain information. Each time you shift your attention from one task to another, say, from a conversation to checking your phone, there's a cognitive cost. Your brain needs time to refocus, a phenomenon known as attention residue. The more frequently you switch tasks, the more time you waste in this refocusing process. Over time, this constant task switching can actually reshape your neural pathways, making it harder to concentrate for extended periods. It's like training your brain to have a short attention span. This is particularly concerning for younger generations who are growing up with smartphones as a constant presence. Now, let's explore a more insidious aspect of smartphone addiction, the way it shapes our self-perception and emotional regulation. Social media, in particular, creates a curated version of reality where everyone seems to be living their best life. This constant exposure to idealized representations of others can fuel feelings of inadequacy and anxiety. But it goes deeper than simple comparison. The instant gratification of likes, comments, and shares creates a feedback loop where we begin to rely on external validation for our sense of self-worth. This externalizes our locus of control, making us more susceptible to mood swings based on our online interactions. Moreover, the constant availability of distraction through our phones can become a crutch for avoiding uncomfortable emotions or difficult tasks. Instead of sitting with our thoughts or working through challenges, we can always escape into the digital world. This avoidance behavior can stunt our emotional growth and resilience. Let's pivot now to discuss the physical toll of smartphone addiction. Beyond the obvious issues like eye strain and poor posture, there are subtler effects that many overlook. The blue light emitted by screens interferes with our circadian rhythms, disrupting sleep patterns even when we're not actively using our devices. This sleep disruption has far-reaching consequences. Chronic sleep deprivation impairs cognitive function, weakens the immune system, and increases the risk of serious health issues like obesity, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. It also exacerbates mental health problems like anxiety and depression, creating a vicious cycle where we turn to our phones for comfort, further disrupting our sleep. Another overlooked physical impact is on our proprioception, our sense of our body's position in space. Constant hunching over screens alters our posture and body awareness, leading to chronic pain and reduced physical capability over time. Now, armed with this deeper understanding of smartphone addiction, what can we do to break free? Simply telling yourself to use your phone less rarely works. We need to address the root causes and rewire our habits. Start by auditing your smartphone use. Apps like Rescue Time or Apple's Screen Time feature can reveal exactly how much time you're spending on your device and which apps are the biggest time sinks. This data often comes as a shock, but it's a crucial wake-up call. Next, create physical and temporal boundaries for phone use. Designate phone-free zones in your home, like the dinner table or bedroom. Set specific times for checking emails or social media, rather than allowing constant interruptions throughout the day. Consider a digital detox, a period of time where you completely disconnect from your devices. This can be as short as a few hours or as long as several days. The initial discomfort and anxiety you feel during this time are telling indicators of your level of dependence. Replace smartphone use with alternative activities that fulfill the same psychological needs. If you turn to your phone when bored, have a book or puzzle readily available. If you crave social connection, make plans to meet friends in person. Importantly, work on developing your capacity for sustained attention. Practice mindfulness meditation or engage in activities that require deep focus, like reading long-form videos or learning a new skill. This helps rebuild the neural pathways that support concentration. Address the underlying emotional needs that drive your smartphone use. If you're using your device to avoid difficult emotions or tasks, consider journaling or speaking with a therapist to develop healthier coping mechanisms. Finally, be patient with yourself. Smartphone addiction didn't develop overnight, and it won't be overcome instantly. Celebrate small victories and view setbacks as learning opportunities rather than failures. Remember, the goal isn't to completely eliminate smartphone use. These devices can be incredibly useful tools when used intentionally. By understanding the complex psychological, neurological, and social factors driving our smartphone addiction, we can develop more effective strategies for breaking free. It's not about willpower alone, it's about rewiring our brains, reshaping our habits, and reconnecting with the physical world around us. So the next time you feel that urge to check your phone, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself what you're really seeking in that moment. With awareness and intention, you can break free from the cycle of compulsive checking and reclaim your attention, your time, and ultimately, your life. The power to disconnect is in your hands. Use it wisely.